welcome and thanks for joining. Today we're going to be taking a look at scheduling public cloud actions in Automation Central within VMware Aria operations. So jumping right in, we can see we can get to Automation Central directly from our navigation pane on the left. And the first screen that pops up is going to show us all of the jobs we might have scheduled. In this case, we don't have any scheduled at the moment. We can look at any reports, our history, and all of the jobs there if we wanted as well. In this case, we want to go ahead and add a job. Now we can see from this screen we have all of the actions that we could choose before. We have deleting snapshots, idle VMs. We can delete powered off VMs, downsize, scale up our VMs. But we also have over here on the right hand side, we have an option then for additional actions. And if we choose that little radio button there, we then have our option. We can choose adapter type, object type, and the action we want to perform. We can choose vCenter here, and then we get our options to choose virtual machines. We can power on, power off, reboot the guest OS, so on and so forth, for virtual machines, host systems, or clusters. But what we can also do is choose our public clouds that we have available as well. So if we want to choose AWS, for example, at the moment we have EC2 instances we could reboot, start or stop. So let's go ahead and just choose reboot. Let's choose a name and move on. On the next screen, we have our scope that we're going to be selecting. We already know we're choosing AWS. We have our EC2 instances as our object, and we're rebooting in this case. Now what we can do is select the members or our scope for what we're going to have for this particular job. First thing, I can scroll down here. We're going to look at AWS, since that's what we're rebooting. We can choose this by account. We can do this by region. For our example, let's go ahead and just choose a region, and we'll slide it over, drag and drop. Now we can also, if I close up the environments here, we can also now choose any custom groups we have set up. We can do any custom data centers we have set up, or we could add business applications as well. So this is something we can use if we want to reboot, say, all of the EC2 instances within our US East region that also are a member of an application or a particular business application. So clicking on our next button, we then come to any sort of filtering we want to do. So we already chosen our object type, so this is going to be locked out. We know we're looking at EC2 instances, but we can then choose metrics, relationships, properties, object names, or tags. So we can do something like choose an object name that contains, and I'm just going to choose an object name here that I know a few of our EC2 instances contain. So we can do that. We're going to have all of our EC2 instances that contain the letters MCM. We can also then do something like choosing our, maybe by metrics. And I want to have, let's go ahead and go with our status, and let's pick our status check failed for our system. And in this case, we know that 0 is a passing and 1 is going to be a fail on our status check. So I'm going to choose anything. We're going to reboot anything that is not 0, or anything that is not passing our status check. So then we can choose additional criteria if we wanted, and this is going to be an OR here. Or we can go ahead and preview our scope and see what that's going to look like. Looks like none of our objects at the moment contain the things we've mentioned there, but that's not a big deal. Going next, we then have the option to choose our start date and our end date. We choose our time zone, so we want to have that by browser time, by host time. We can choose our start time of the day. We have our recurrence. We can choose that daily, say weekly, every 3 weeks on Saturday maybe. And then we can choose to do that then for forever, no end date, or on a date specific. Looks like we're past our start time there. Okay, let's choose a start time more in the future. And we can also then choose to receive our updates by email if we do have that outbound plugin set, and we can choose all of our recipient email addresses if we want as well. So that's it. That's scheduling public cloud actions. We can go ahead and create our job if we wanted to, and we'd be off to the races. All right, thanks everyone for joining again, and hope you have a great rest of your day.
For more information, detailed videos, and blogs about all Aria Suite products, please visit apps-cloudmanagement.techzone.vmware.com or simply scan the QR code to learn more.